Hey everybody, I hope y'all are having a good week so far. We're coming up on the weekend, which is great. The chart I have pulled up right now is the monthly. So this is that box that I drew here. Spread it out just a little bit more. So that would be your next resistance point. So as long as we clear right where we're at now, we can look at some moving averages and everything here in a minute too. But for the most part, this is the major resistance level on the monthly. If we make it up there, I'd expect a pullback if we pass where we're at now. Now, if you look at the stochastic RSI, we've crossed back through this 20 line, so that's pretty much an indication that the bull market has started. For I guess 2025 would probably be the top, somewhere around there, and we'll get to that maybe at the end of 2024, early 2025. We'll see. If you look at the past, for example, we passed through this line, we went up, and then we went sideways for like 6 months to a year. Over here, we passed through the zero line, we went sideways. We did not go down. This one actually capitulated because of COVID, but this one just consolidated sideways for a while. So, could we do something like that where we shoot up here and then we consolidate within a range and then finally have the leg three? That is something that's possible. Now, remember that each cycle, it gets the gains from the low to the top get significantly smaller. So this is not going to be, way up, way up here, right? So it's probably going to end up somewhere around 100,000 or something like that, most likely. But some of the altcoins are probably going to do, 10x's and 30x's, just like every other cycle. I think we're in some good ones already. There are going to be some better ones. It's very difficult to find those, but we can. I think probably looking at different coins, if it comes up here and we consolidate sideways for a little while, it's probably going to be best to actually look at what charts have started to move up and then come back down, and then they have some kind of like lower volume pullback, and then that's whenever you would want to buy for the third wave up. That's kind of what I'm looking for on those. When it comes to like H bar and XLM and all that, I think those are fine to accumulate now. I'm just looking at like smaller cap altcoins. Like we did some 10x trades in the last cycle, and we can do that again. Now those are like higher risk, obviously, but um, you get five of them, two or three of them do good. You 10x two or three of those. The other two don't do anything. You don't get out, so you made money on the other ones. So it's kind of about diversification whenever it comes to that. We can look at the stochastic RSI, or the relative strength index, see if there's anything going on there. And then moving average, convergence, divergence. Monthly still hasn't crossed to the upside. Let's actually see what happened here. So June 2019. So once it crossed, it topped. So that's something that we could be doing. The altcoins haven't really moved all that much. Some of them are up 100% to 300%, but I'd expect them to move quite a bit more in the near future. Now, they could move up and then retouch their base. They could do some kind of double bottom. They could do, there could be a capitulation event. It could consolidate sideways and have an Adam and Eve bottom. So, for example, let's look at ADA here in just a second. The daily, it's starting to get some divergence here on the daily, bullish divergence. So this could still consolidate and then pop higher. It's kind of a no man's zone kind of sort of right now. So we're either going to come back down to this support, or we're going to pop up to this level over here. However, we should be topping within the next couple months. There's like divergence on the 3-day, and then the weekly doesn't really have any divergence, but we're getting past the zero line. So there's still momentum to make it up there. So like, for example, an Adam and Eve bottom would look something like this. So you have this hook or this cone, could come all the way up to here, spike all the way down, consolidate sideways, move up, pop up, and then that would be your Adam and Eve bottom. So you have a formation like this. Normally so this is called the Adam, this little V shape, and then this is the Eve. So normally the Eve will not pass 50% of the retracement. It's not 100% given rule, but most of the time I think that's how that works. I've seen some that have an Adam and Eve bottom that went lower, but that's something that we could see. And again, if you want to pull out some profits, if we get up to this point, it's not a big deal. Normally Bitcoin's not going to just go straight up. This was a pretty weird exception, and plus that was wave 3. So that could be, this is kind of an outlier here. It just literally went straight up. That's why we have this huge downward price action and consolidation here. All right, so when it comes to altcoins, let's look at ADA. Yeah, so nothing's really changed here, but same situation. We could have a pop to about 82 cents, somewhere around this resistance level, come all the way back down. If we do an Adam and Eve bottom and then start to go back up, it would not be that long. If I was to really target something like that, it'd probably look something more like this. Yeah, something more like that. And this is I'm just speculating here. We just haven't really had an Adam and Eve bottom on Bitcoin or the altcoins in a long time. So we had a double bottom last time on a lot of these, so I would expect something to be different. A lot of people probably thinking there's going to be capitulation, and they're not being. I'm sure all these altcoins are probably doing the same thing on the monthly. Oops. That's not a good chart. Let's see. Yeah, so you've got a pass here on the monthly. Let's see what happened on the last one. Pass through right here. It's pretty much the bottom. And then we ran up. It's kind of a newer chart, so we could be even somewhere over here, kind of just starting this out. However, ADA went up, from its base, 9,000%. So there is a chance that this goes up from its base, several thousand%. A couple, like $7 or something. There's possibility for that. Obviously, we need to see where wave 1 is, and then some of the altcoins kind of stopped at wave 3 because Bitcoin topped out. So that's something to be cautious of, and that's going to be very, very difficult to catch. So almost impossible to catch which ones are going to make new highs and which ones won't. So it'd be nice if ADA made a new high in wave 3. That would be a decent telltale sign, I think, and one of the only ways to judge if it's going to have a fifth leg to the upside. This the last cycle was Litecoin just threw me off quite a bit. An XLM. XRP did the same thing. Doesn't mean that they won't make a new high this time. If we're looking at XLM, XLM. Oh, Stellar. That's what I'm doing wrong. Stellar. And this will show Poloniex. Shows all of the data here. No. Stellar. US dollar. Okay, so Stellar has passed through the 20 line here also. And you've got a bullish engulfing candle. So you could have just done some massive A, B, C retracement after this monster move. This move was 32,000%. So you could have just done an ABC retracement, and then now you've got your 5 waves to the upside potentially, right? So do a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Especially with all the banking stuff, I think this is possible. All the banking collapses and stuff like that. A lot of people are going to be looking at XRP and XLM, and the lawsuit should be coming to an end. With XRP, I haven't looked too much into it, but it might be. So I'm assuming it would probably, come to an end sometime within this cycle, most likely, because it's been going on for a couple years. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have to cover today. I hope y'all have a good week, and then I will talk to y'all on Sunday.